But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I am.
Al B. Sure has always been a man of strong conviction, and it looks like he's ready to tell his side of the story. Over the years, his unwavering stance on certain events in his life has remained unchanged. But as the trial of Sean Diddy Combs looms, Al's decision to finally take the stand and reveal everything he knows is a game changer.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
With his testimony, the stakes are higher than ever, and people are anxiously awaiting the details that will come to light. Al's history with Diddy and the late Kim Porter is complex, but one thing is certain. He was close to Kim Porter, and his bond with her runs deep. Before Kim became involved with Diddy, she and Al had a relationship, which even produced a son, Quincy. Al's track record with Kim was far from ordinary. Kim, as it turns out, played a significant role in Al's life, both personally and professionally. Al's hit song Forever My Lady was inspired by his relationship with her, a detail Kim confirmed in interviews. The love they shared was real, and despite their separation, they remained close. But even with this bond, Al has never shied away from speaking out about the darker sides of the industry and what he believes is the truth behind Kim's death.
We thought you were crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. Pray for the young people. You know what this is. It's not a game. And please understand very clearly, there is zero woosah moments, me talking about situations for over more than a decade and a half. And then all of a sudden everybody woke up like, whoa, yo, we thought you were crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. I'm crazy to tell a mother on 3 forms of public transportation across a bridge to get to work to support me that, hey, I may have to pass on these opportunities for scholarships because I'm going to write a song and we're going to eat for the rest of our lives. That's crazy. But what I am not is a liar. That I'm not. All I did was give the science. I was ignored, laughed at, ridiculed, things of that nature. But that's okay. My God is so much bigger that my God got me. And I got you.
Kim Porter's death shocked the world, but Al B. Sure has long been vocal about his suspicions regarding her untimely passing. For years, Al has claimed that the official cause of death, pneumonia, just doesn't add up. He's adamant that there was foul play involved. Kim was in great health when they last saw each other, and just a few weeks before her passing, they were together celebrating their son Quincy's Netflix special. Everything seemed fine. Kim was laughing, joking, and in great spirits. There was no indication that she was suffering from anything serious. But just days later, she was found unresponsive. This is where Al's suspicions begin. He recalls learning of Kim's death and how it absolutely destroyed him. He couldn't comprehend how someone so healthy and vibrant could suddenly die from something so commonplace as pneumonia. He believes that the circumstances surrounding her death are more sinister, and he's not backing down from these claims. In fact, Al has made it clear that he's willing to take the stand during Diddy's trial, where he's expected to speak out on what he knows. For Al, this isn't just about Kim's death, it's about exposing the industry's underbelly. He has always believed that there's much more to the story than what has been reported. Al took to social media to share his feelings after Kim's alleged posthumous book was released, one that hinted at Diddy's darker side. In a post, Al shared that he had been speaking out for years, warning Kim and others about Diddy's questionable behavior. According to Al, Kim had even told him to be cautious about Diddy's intentions and actions, warning him to watch his back.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby, Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop. So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was, a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came.
This wasn't the first time that Al's claims had been dismissed as paranoia, but now, with the trial underway, his accusations are starting to gain traction. Al has even suggested that Diddy may have been involved in the incident that led to his own near-death experience. In a shocking revelation, he claimed that Diddy and his affiliates played a role in his multi-organ failure in 2022. His near-fatal condition shocked everyone, but Al believes that it was a result of intentional harm. According to him, there's a bigger conspiracy at play, one that ties together his health scare, Kim's death, and Diddy's many questionable actions.
It's been quite a journey, and as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Sex trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the...
He has gone as far as claiming that there was a bounty on his head at one point, and he faced significant opposition when he first started speaking out about what he believed was happening behind the scenes. As the trial unfolds, Al is ready to reveal all the information he's gathered over the years. He has never been one to stay silent, and now he's preparing to tell the world exactly what he knows. One of the most explosive aspects of his testimony involves his relationship with Kim. Al has maintained that she was not only his ex-partner, but also a close friend who, in his words, tried to warn him about the dangers of being involved with Diddy. Al believes that Kim was a victim of manipulation, control, and possibly abuse during her time with Diddy.
Earlier, he said about Stevie J, the Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
Kim Porter's grave is shaking, and I need y'all to leave that lady alone. Like, she's still watching over her kids. So y'all see that the story came out, that Kim Porter's book, that they said that the book dropped and all these covers on the book was allegedly fake. There's so much to this story, but there's a lot that we'll never find out. Y'all are going to have to go with what Sloan Bella said. I'm going to tell y'all a little story. It's not a lot to what I got to say, but let's talk about it. Everybody was hitting me up a couple days ago, and they were like, this is Kim Porter's book release. Look at this from Facebook. I was like, I don't think that's the book. I remember this being a magazine article. There's a lot of tea in here and what their relationship was, but this was not it, and that's why I never did the story. I knew this was a mess and not the truth. Now, thank God for the Neighborhood Talk coming out and confirming that it was fake. They said that a PR team that is trying to get ahead of the story of their involvement with Diddy is trying to fake release the book. And y'all, if I'm going to tell the truth, I think there is a book. I think that Kim was about to drop a book. I think that Al B. Shore has a copy, and I think Kimora Lee Simmons has the hard copy, allegedly. You're not going to tell me she don't. And if Cassie don't have a secret file of her own that Kim Porter just left, with her name on it said Cassie, she was like, what is this? And it was the book,
According to Al, Kim had planned to expose Diddy's secrets in her own book, which was allegedly going to spill the truth about the behavior she experienced. The contents of Kim's alleged book were even more disturbing. Among the revelations were accusations of Diddy using psychological manipulation, paying people to watch Kim closely, and even the shocking claim that he had been physically rough with her on multiple occasions. Kim also allegedly planned to reveal the details of Diddy's alleged relationships with other men, including Usher. According to Al, Kim had intended to expose the truth about Diddy's behavior, but her plans were cut short when she suddenly passed away. In addition to his claims about Kim's tragic death, Al has made some serious allegations regarding Diddy's involvement in the deaths of other influential figures. He pointed out that many key players in the music industry who had worked with Diddy, including Heavy D and Andre Harrell, are now dead, often under mysterious circumstances. Al believes that their deaths were not coincidences, but part of a larger, more sinister pattern.
There's no hustle, there's no marketing, I'm living my truth, and it's time.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, and all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah.
60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah,
Because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yes.
He also highlights the strange fact that many of these people were working on projects, books, documentaries, that they never had the chance to finish. This includes Heavy D, who was writing a book before his death, and Al himself, who was preparing a documentary about his life before his coma. The timing of these deaths raises even more questions. Al's suspicions are shared by others who are now questioning Diddy's role in the deaths of several individuals connected to his career. The fact that Kim, who had worked closely with Diddy for years, was also writing a book before her death is something that has not gone unnoticed. Al believes that Kim's death was not just a tragic accident, it was the result of something much more calculated and deliberate. Now, Al is ready to face the music and tell his truth. As he prepares to take the stand, his story is set to send shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Whether or not his testimony will change the course of the trial remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, Al B. Sure is not backing down. He's ready to expose the secrets that have been hidden for so long, and he believes that by doing so, he can finally bring justice to Kim Porter and others who have been victims of manipulation. As the trial progresses, many are eagerly awaiting the revelations that Al B. Sure is set to bring to light. His testimony will undoubtedly shed new light on the events surrounding Kim Porter's death, as well as Diddy's role in it. With a lifetime of secrets waiting to be uncovered, it's clear that Al's story is far from over.